That's okay. Good. Well, I'm honored to be back. I had a great time last time, so I was thrilled that you invited me to come back. I'm good. I something I never thought I'd say living in the Philadelphia area on May 17th, but I went in my pool today, so that that was nice. But I did what I call Titanic cosplay. I just floated on top because it's still too cold to go in. So yeah, I did my best Rose impression floating around
did
on
your
top.
did your husband come out there and play Jack?
Yeah, well, he suggested that I get a bottle of Jack and just hold that in the water as symbolically
I
doing
like
that.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. So,
So yeah, it was good. So how are you? What's new with you?
what's new with me? About a year into the security analyst position now, looking like it may end up being more of a security engineer type deal. Just doing a lot of things, which I'm super grateful for. Being able to play a lot with a lot of new tools, a lot of
Oh
disciplines within
wow.
cybersecurity. Yeah, so it's not like the typical incident response. It's a lot tied into one role, which is fun for me because I'm getting in and just being able to just throw my hands in and do a little bit of everything. So literally, I'm the EDR person. I just got roped in on some of the digital forensic stuff. I help with the threat hunting. So it's just a little bit of.
Oh, that's just wonderful skill building for
I
you.
agree.
That I'm
Yeah.
so thrilled for you. Oh,
Thank you.
that's great.
Trent, what's
That's
good?
great.
How are you? My friend Trent just hey, shout out, congratulations to Trent. I don't know. I know he got offered a new position as a cybersecurity
Oh,
analyst soon.
congratulations,
Yeah,
Trent.
he's gonna be starting off in the SOC soon. TJ, what's good? How are you? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, so I'm excited for Trent that all that works out, man. That's gonna be super excited. So he'll be in the fold a little bit more. Maybe get him on Twitter, start hanging
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. Oh, should I be following the YouTube as well? I
If
don't
you
see
want to,
the
it's just
things.
on YouTube. It's just so I'm actually changing the name.
Oh, is this an exclusive?
Yeah, we're changing the name soon. It's gonna be City Boy Cyber. We're gonna move from City
Okay,
Boy Summer to City Boy Cyber.
I think that's a good move.
Yeah,
Yes.
because when I started this, it wasn't when I started streaming. I didn't have the podcast. I was just streaming myself play the game. So I was like, "What's a funny name that people are like?" And then now we're here, and I'm like, sometimes I don't like that. Sometimes the name doesn't fit as well as I like it to. I think City Boy Cyber will be a little bit more encompassing. TJ,
Yeah.
happy Tuesday. I'm great. That's good to hear. Trent, what's good, man? I'm glad y'all hanging out. So, okay. We had a lot. We talked about a lot last time. And Trent, I'm glad you're here. I think that where I would like to kind of drill down specifically is, what, what do you need to transition into tech as far as because we talked about a lot. I went and watched the video a few days ago, but let's talk about. Hmm. I was just practicing this. I'm going crazy. I was trying
Well,
to
we
trying to
can
sound
we
more
can talk
professional.
about whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I want to.
uh,
It's guys, if you got anything either, and I do have some news stories as well that I was looking through. I want to kind of start just switching up the format a little bit, making it where so people that aren't necessarily involved in this conversation, we can talk to things that they may see in the news and maybe like, hey, I
oh,
heard about
sure.
that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love doing that to help translate and kind of take out some of the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt
I like
that
it.
makes you afraid of everything. But yeah, I can speak to a couple points of, getting into cybersecurity, or if you're there in, a beginner level, things that you can do to help skill up and stay part of it. So you mentioned one already, the news. It's very important, in my opinion, to stay on top of the news, and that's how you learn. And it's also how you make connections to things. It helps you connect the technical knowledge you have, because a lot of the articles you're going to see, most of them are not going to be very technical. But if you're reading an article and inside your head you can apply the technical side, that's a pretty cool feeling,
That's true.
right? So what I suggest is it's free. Set up some Google alerts, keywords, malware, cyber with a what you can do cyber with an asterisk after the R, and that'll capture cybersecurity, cyber attack, cybers,
Give you
things like
everything.
that. And whatever keywords you want, or if there's specific industries you're interested in, like oil and gas, or maritime, or
Yeah.
transportation, or pharmaceutical. Use a combination of words of pharmaceutical and cyber, and just be aware of what's going on. Now, I don't remember, did I tell the story about WannaCry on the last time I was on here? I don't want to repeat
No, we didn't.
myself.
We didn't talk about that, but we can talk
Okay,
about
so
that.
let
Pegasus. Yeah, we can talk about a few. Go ahead. I'm here for it.
So it's not a technical story, but this is a true story, and it's was the anniversary the other day. I saw Malware Tech Boss, I saw Marcus tweet about it. Um, so I was going for an interview for my a cyber security job, a SOC job, like just an
Mm.
entry level SOC analyst job. And that morning, we started to hear and see news about some sort of, I don't even think we called it ransomware, just some sort of cyber attack in England that was, we didn't really have enough news about yet, but something was going on, and we knew that it impacted the National Health Service there and things like that. So I remember thinking to myself, if I were me and I was, or if I was interviewing someone today, I would ask them a couple ways that they would remediate that issue. Full
Mm.
well knowing that we didn't have all the details yet, but like I wanted to see if, my thought process was, if I was interviewing someone, I'd want to know if they were up on news stories and had thoughts about it. That was
Nice.
basically it.
I like
So
it.
I had about a 45-minute drive to the interview. I was listening to the news radio the whole time, kind of waiting for updates and whatever, and did some quick scans on my phone and everything, and kind of got the gist of what was going on, which again, at that time, we still didn't have the full story yet. So I go in, it was an hour and a half interview, and towards the end of, like, as it was getting more closer to an hour and a half, more phones kept buzzing. You could hear emails coming in. Like, it started to get a little bit busier. And that's when the head person, the highest seniority person in the interview, looked at me and he said, "So there seems to be some sort of incident going on in the UK right now." And I said, "No, yeah, no, yes, I heard about that." Again, we
Wow.
didn't have a name yet. We didn't really even know much about it. And I am not joking when he looked at me and he said, "Name three ways that you would remediate that incident." And because I had practiced it in the
Sheesh.
car, I was ready to go. And
Nice.
again, I kid you not, the very first answer I gave, the two guys looked at each other, and the one goes, "We never thought of that." And
Wow.
because I've talked about this before, I come from a liberal arts, library science background. I have a different way of looking at things. This is why diversity is so important in tech and cybersecurity,
Hmm.
and diversity of from a wide range of things, because everybody has their own unique threat model and
Yes.
their own point of view. So from my point of view, it was the human factor.
Hmm.
It was, well, if it was a pharmaceutical company, and if the NHS was compromised, pharmaceutical companies probably talk regularly to people in the medical profession, so they might be getting malicious emails sent to them. And so I just thought it was very funny that and I had never actually got to say the other two because they were so blown away that they hadn't even thought of the first one.
Wow.
After that, they were just like, "All right, we got to go." like um and I got the job. So I love to tell that story because if I didn't have that foresight and that thought, and I don't know how it came to me, but it just did.
I like it.
And I practiced my answers in the car and everything. So it really shows a lot of ambition and just really good strategic thinking if you prepare yourself like that. Like, be aware every day what's big in the news,
Yeah.
what's going on, because you never know when you're going to be asked about it in a professional setting.
I agree. I like that. I would say prior to my so I had a security interview with IBM prior to my current position, and I completely
Mhm.
bombed it. Was not it was my first. I
Mhm.
feel like big boy interview. Um, And at that time, I had just started the podcast, had just started my home lab, was in my security studies. And when I got asked about my hobbies, or I just told them I like to cook and eat and play the game. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so when I got ready for my second interview, which was like a year later, I just got on YouTube, did a bunch of research, watched like at least 5 6 videos on SOC analyst interviews. And what's funny is that was one of the suggestions as well. And I also did get asked within my interview to name 3 current events of almost one
Yeah.
on site. So I
Yep.
definitely I can attest to that as well.
Yeah, and I interviewed someone recently, and I asked them to name 3 big issues currently going on in this one specific discipline,
mm.
and didn't. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, so it's a good way to. It's a really good thing to be on top of the news. And I don't know how often they put this podcast out anymore, but the Defensive Sec podcast,
That's some sick
the
podcast.
yeah, it's Defensive Sec on Twitter.
Okay.
It used to be weekly, but I'm not sure if they do weekly anymore. But it's and Andy and Jerry, and they have lots of experience between them, and they just go through the news stories and the top news, and they dissect it. And I
Nice.
actually listened to that podcast while I was still a librarian before I actually got into InfoSec, because that's how I would sit on the train doing my commute, doing my knitting, and I listened to the podcast explaining the news stories. And
Nice.
if I ever have questions, I would DM them on Twitter. They would answer me, just very kind and
Wow.
answer. So I definitely recommend their podcast, and just do what you can to stay on top of the news. Now, not to a point where you're exhausted. You need a good balance too. I mean, believe me, I like to switch over to my trash TV
Yeah, you gotta have that
and so
trash TV. It's
I
important.
love The Circle. I don't know if you watch The Circle on Netflix.
I
I love
haven't
that
seen
stupid
that.
show. It's terrible. I usually watch it's sports or garbage television. So
Well,
yeah,
we can.
like
Okay, so Faye, I know you're a big Philly fan.
yes.
Sorry about
Here's
the
is this is I was gonna say here's the Sixers
sorry about the Sixers.
conversation.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I'm not a
I
Miami Heat fan though, so that honestly, I'm sorry to say that was a boring series.
well, yes, because and
Well, until Joel Embiid got back.
I
Okay,
was
that's
gonna
true.
s
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that
I was
was.
gonna say, I mean, it was kind of, you're not wrong, but again, it was very sad to see Joel be so hurt,
Yeah.
and also not have any repercussions from Siakam from Toronto.
From what? Yeah.
I know they're friends, like I know they hugged it out, but he's not my friend, so I'm like you need to get punished there. But um I don't know. I think for Sixers fans, it was also just a moral victory to get past Toronto, since I never can pronounce his name. Kawhi?
Kawhi, yeah.
Kawhi.
Kawhi,
Yeah,
yeah.
after Kawhi just yeah,
Well,
just killed us in 2019. But yeah, no, it was disappointing, and I've lost a lot of respect for Matisse
oh,
Thybulle. Um,
have
I
you?
did, yeah.
Did you
Sorry,
go? No, you're
you're gonna get
good.
me started. I am just gonna.
It is fine. Look, we are. This is we talk here. We have talks, and I. I honestly don't know who I'm pulling for at this point. Sans Internet Storm Center is a daily podcast that
Yeah.
gives 5 minutes. That's
Yep.
5 minutes and gives a short overview on a. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I forgot
Brandon.
about that one. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Brandon,
Yeah,
what?
I don't have a commute anymore, but I used to listen to it in my cars.
Okay, Brandon, I appreciate that. I'm actually nice. Thank you for stopping by too. By the way, man, how are you? Patrick Tags with the like, I appreciate that. TJ with the like, I'm sorry. Do not let me ignore y'all. If y'all comment or like or something and I do not respond, y'all better get on me and tell me about myself. I apologize. Um, Brandon, thanks
But
again. How are you?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Storm Center is a good thing. Yeah, that is. It's just like 5 minutes,
Okay.
and it'll catch you up. And yeah, it's just I'm sorry. This is the cybersecurity podcast. So we'll get back to to that. But yeah, I probably should just do a separate sports podcast where I
Hey, so
talk
I'm also
about
doing
stuff.
I'm starting a separate one. I'm gonna call it City Talks, and it's just gonna be
Nice,
just everything that's not this.
nice.
So,
And it's like 120 days, I think, to football season. And
yeah, yeah, and we're in that space right. Well, we're getting ready to be in that space. That For me, I'm not a baseball fan. I'm not a hockey fan. Sorry if I'm upsetting anybody, but like for me, we're getting towards that weird spot. And I know this is a cybersecurity podcast. Sorry, guys, but I'll
Just give
stretch
us a
from
minute.
that.
We have some sports
Right?
to work through.
We're getting to
No,
that
well,
weird period where it's just like baseball, hockey. Like,
well, hockey will be wrapping up, but they're in their playoffs.
okay.
They're basically the same playoff schedule as basketball, more or less.
Mm. Being from
So,
Alabama, not having I haven't just gotten caught up in those two sports. So
gotcha.
yeah,
So yeah, they're basically on the same schedule, sort of. So they're in the playoffs, and then yeah, then we have baseball, and then I mean, before you know it, though, the preseason games will start in August,
that is true.
and Eagles are going to be good this
Hey.
year.
Do
I'm
you go
very
to the
excited
games?
about that. No. I think I've been to the two Eagles games. It's kind of rough, and I say that as a Phillies fan or Philadelphia sports fan. Yeah, it's kind of rough, and honestly, like I have a nice TV and a comfy couch, so like
I heard that. You don't have to
you
worry about
know,
lines and
yeah. I mean,
stepping on somebody's foot.
yeah, just yeah. So I'm good. I'm good sitting at home and watching it.
I
And
feel that.
also because I also love the Red Zone. You know the Red Zone. So we always have, and my husband always has fantasy stuff up. So we look
Nice.
like Rocket Command Central because we have like the TV up with a game, and then we have the Red Zone on like an iPad, and then he has fantasy stuff on his laptop, and then I have like another game on my laptop. So yeah, it's like we have all the things
I like it though.
going.
That sounds pretty neat. All right, so back
So
to the
anyway,
cyber.
back to cybersecurity. So
Okay.
so that is one thing though that I just I like banter in the office, back when we had offices. Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's rare to find infosec folks that can talk about sports. So I always get very excited when I do find one that can
I'm here for you.
talk about. Thank you. I mean, I don't know about you, and I'm probably really just gonna out myself as a terrible geek about this,
Uh-oh.
but a lot of times when I'm watching sports, though, I'll mentally equate it to something in cybersecurity. Like
You gotta have fun, Tracy.
yeah.
Come on now. I get it though. But I get what you're saying. For me,
Yeah.
Matt Bomber, how are you? Good, happy Tech Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, man. We just got done talking about some sports. Now we're talking about equating cyber to sports. It's actually interesting. So talk me through that though. Give me an example.
Well, okay, so I'll if I'm teaching infosec to people like infosec 101 beginner infosec, um I like to use sports as a way to give examples of, like attack surface area. Well, a soccer
Mm,
net is really big, but an ice hockey net is really small, or, a basketball hoop is is small. And just I'm drawing a blank off the top
I
of my
like
head,
it
but
though.
if I know that I'm speaking to a sports savvy crowd,
Yeah.
I'll use sports analogies to explains cybersecurity principles, and anything you can do to help people connect with the topic. Like, for example, I've never been great at math, but I had a professor in college who understood the things that made me tick, like sports and things like that. So I got through statistics because he would give it to me in sports terms.
Nice. I like that.
And or like I remember one time there was because my friends would always make fun of me because I wasn't good at math, but I remember we were out at a bar one night and wings uh
Mm.
were a certain price, and I was like, "Oh, that's only 15 cents a wing." And they're like, "Tracy did math." And I surprised myself too. I was like, "Well, if it has to deal with like wings, beer, or sports, like
That's
yeah,
easy.
I can figure it out." Yeah.
I like that. My
So,
Bammer said I'm a nerd in that way with F1 because a lot of the sponsors are big tech companies. Nice, yeah. Y'all be sure to check out my guy Mad Bomber too. If you are a car nut, he does host a podcast where he talks about his journey with his classic cars and things of that nature.
oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Mad Bomber.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to explain, especially if you're talking to folks, outside the industry. Or even if you're just kind of at an impasse with maybe a tech team or something.
Mm,
Try to feel out what people are interested in. I don't really know anything about it, but I've given talks where I've made references to Dungeons and Dragons.
nice.
Um, Again, not for me, but I just I'm able to say enough to like help get people to
Yeah, yeah.
resonate with that idea. So
I
yeah,
found it
yeah.
hard doing some of that with this new remote. model though, because you don't get that water cooler feeling where, in between working a
Hmm.
task, you get up and get the time. Most times it's Slack interactions or Teams interaction, and it's very brief.
No,
It's
you're
straight to
right.
the
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah, no, it's difficult, and those were fun, and like, yeah,
you know, I
it was
enjoy being
fun.
home. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to come back. I don't want to go back, but
Oh, so I do have a funny story. This isn't like telling any like secrets away, but or anything. But I had Sixers tickets one night, and I had my jersey on and like my hat, and I was like all ready to go. And then something came up that we all had to get on, like, an all hands call, and
uh,
everybody had their cameras on. And like as soon as I put my camera on, I hear all this snickering, and I like wasn't like, I was just like, I was like thinking, like, what are they snickering at? And I heard like a higher level person on the call go, "Big game tonight, Tracy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I have tickets for tonight's game." And they're like, "Okay, we'll be quick." And
nice.
so yeah, because they weren't really into sports, but they understood. And I don't know why, like, they thought it was funny that I was wearing a jersey. I'm like, "What else do you wear to the game?" Like,
Maybe they just were excited to see your spirit.
I don't know. But yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
either.
So anyway, yeah, I love my Sixer
You
stuff. But
said
yeah.
something earlier, and that we hadn't touched on. You said something about you interviewing someone. Are you so you're in a? I'm just curious because I got some questions that follow
Mhm.
off that. Are you so you're in a position now where where you interview people that are coming in like
Oh, this was kind of a one-off
okay,
sort of thing. Yeah,
okay,
that it's not on the regular as of right now. Yeah.
okay. I say, oh, I was gonna ask from that standpoint. With that, just at least like what would you expect from someone that's been in tech, coming into like an entry level security position, and for someone that hasn't, and like kind of talk me through that. Like if you were interviewing somebody, what were some things that they have to check the box on from both
Sure.
perspectives?
Now, keep in mind, I'm not super duper technical myself, so I would defer to someone
Yep.
else to talk about that. Um,
And I think that's also cool. Let me stop and speak to the stream one more time. True Jim, happy Tech Tuesday to you. And I think I appreciate what you just said, the honesty in that, and not being too technical. And you also said that math wasn't your favorite subject growing up. Guys, I can
yeah.
attest to that as well. I've never really been bad at school, but math wasn't one of my favorite subjects. I'm 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 kind of technical. I think I downplay a lot of what I do. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why, but you don't have to be super technical to be in cybersecurity. I
Correct, and
guess
that's what I was gonna get at. Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I will
Oh yeah, no,
digress
you're
and
fine.
let you continue.
Um, well, I was gonna say though, but like, so if you are gonna, go for something technical, like, don't lie about it. Don't lie. Don't think that you can just wing it, because what's gonna happen is, if you somehow, get the job,
Mm,
you may not last very long, and that's just it's a waste of your time. And just be straight up. I mean, like, for example, I will complete honesty. I did take the CompTIA Network Plus class. I did sit for the exam. I did not pass it. However, I did not fail it as badly as I thought I would. And in my defense, I had to sit for that exam like 3 weeks after my dad died unexpectedly.
wow.
So, and I know that I wasn't able to postpone the test because I had already postponed it
Yeah,
once.
my
And
condolences though.
oh, thanks.
That's a lot.
That was a couple of years ago. But I didn't know what to do. I thought, like, do I just not take it? And I had a couple senior level people say to me, just take it, sit through it, so that when you do, take it again, you'll know what it's like. And I am glad that I did that, because like I said, then when I realized that I didn't pass, I was like, oh, but I wasn't that far off.
Yeah.
If I was a little bit more clear-minded,
Of
I could have done this. So I was so excited that the proctor was actually like, "Miss, that you failed, right?" Because I was like, "This is great," and he was like all confused. He's like, "Miss, you didn't pass," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 but I didn't
and now you
fail
know
as
where you
badly."
are. Exactly. The
Yeah, I was
toxic
like,
guy said,
now,
"I
but I
love
didn't
Tech
know
Tuesday."
as bad as I
Because
thought.
especially given the circumstances, my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, it was rough, but yeah, like I said, and I know, because then sometimes I tell this story, then people like, well, you could have done this. You could. It's like, okay, at this point, it was 2016. Okay, like I can't go back in time.
At all.
So just take my story at my word, and and just move on with your life. But anyway, I always talk about transferable skills. Um, I always give the example, if you worked in fast food, talk about that, how that correlates, how it could, work, say, in a SOC,
Hmm.
working under pressure, working different roles, interacting with people, interacting with managers, and with other people, your coworkers, the different tasks, following directions, things like that. Now, I want to clarify because I got feedback from someone who seemed to think I literally meant you could just go from McDonald's to a SOC without any training. I was like, really? That's what you got
Guys,
when I,
don't take
out of
us
I
that
said?
literal. Do not take us
Yeah,
that literal.
yeah.
The toxic guy
Really.
said, "I love Tech Tuesdays." Hey, I love you for being here. Thank you. And he also said, "What a beautiful and very intelligent guest." Me or
Oh.
her? Oh,
Well,
I'm not the guest. I'm the
I was
host.
gonna say you're the
Oh,
host.
I don't get compliments like that. I'm jealous.
But yeah, don't be afraid to talk up your transferable skills, and what a lot of people feel I've talked to, they feel very insecure about mentioning service jobs or something they thought was like I was a lowly whatever. No, stop. You know, that job had value,
Yes.
that you learned skills from that job. But yeah, again, to clarify, what I mean is you can't just, well, be like, you know, somebody take over the fryer. I'm going to go to a sock. It doesn't work like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you still need to be dedicated to learning,
Agreed.
and also accepting failing, like I just said a few minutes
Oof.
ago. Like that didn't crush me. What if I was just like, oh, I can do better next time. So yeah, if so I like to see people that have have a good sense of what their skills are
Hmm.
and be able to explain them.
I like that.
Because another example of that is, well, it's called an elevator pitch. I don't know if you're familiar with that phrase. It's like 1 to 3 sentences, just really briefly.
Hmm.
When I was a librarian at the law firm, I used to like to do like internal marketing. Sometimes the lawyers would forget the library was there. So if I saw someone who I knew was a lawyer in the elevator, I'd put my hand up. Hi, I'm Tracy from the library, and I know you work in the health practice department, and we just got a new book about blah blah blah. So for you in infosec, or somebody going into infosec, like, hey, I'm really interested in getting into information security. I'm currently taking, I'm studying for this certification, but I've worked for 6 years in fast food where I learned a lot of skills about working under pressure and
Yeah.
delegating and multiple tasks. And do you have any tips for me or something like that? Um, yeah, don't like you like sell that,
Yeah.
sell your experiences, because that helps you know with your threat model. So say for example, just hypothetically, what if McDonald's was actually hiring for their SOC? Because all these companies
Have
have some
socks.
sort of
That is.
stuff. I mean, so I know some of them outsource, but I mean every company these days has some sort of security function. you know like I find, unless I'm sure there's somebody's gonna like I'm gonna get some DM on Twitter of like, you, that was wrong, somebody, my company doesn't have that or whatever. But most companies have some sort of security function. So how great would that be? Someone who understood the business,
Hmm.
innately, to go in to help defend it.
Yeah.
You might be aware of say frauds that people in the retail store tried to pull that maybe the SOC wasn't aware of. Um, so anything like that is good. Anytime you get some industry experience, you
Yeah.
can really use that to play your strength. Or like the person who's really into cars, if they, for example,
Oh, and he is
wa-
into. He is in. He's a desktop support manager right now, I think, or something. He's doing.
well, no, I just meant as his hobby.
Oh,
But
sorry.
like, but for example, say just hypothetically, say Formula One was hiring a security person, or GM or something like that. There's a way that you can even
Mm.
talk about hobbies as transferable skills, of like, oh yeah, oh well, and this came up with me. There was somebody was asking me about, well, what possible cybersecurity threats could a soccer team face? and I was like, if somebody, I said if they don't have two-factor authentication
Yeah.
on their Twitter, and somebody, got the password off of Shodan and went and tweeted that their star player was getting traded, you don't think that would cause a problem, even though it's false?
Like,
You don't think that would cause mass hysteria, and you'd need to do damage control and maybe, and say it was a company, it could affect a stock,
and and that's the
yeah.
most modest thing that they could tweet. That could
Yeah,
be a
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like forget about like, inappropriate stuff.
yeah, that could be
Y-
a PR
P-
nightmare.
But honestly, but that's where we're going now anymore. I because I know about what 10 years ago it was like all the rage to like hack somebody's Twitter account and post profanity. No, you want was it 3 years ago? A lot of high level accounts were getting
Oh,
compromised and
yeah,
putting
yep,
like business stuff.
yep.
No, that's how you wreak havoc.
The
So,
misinformation.
yeah, so that's what I remember coming up is there was like, oh, well, what possible cybersecurity needs could a soccer team have? I was like, all of their social media. I'm like, that's a huge liability. Again, because I'm so into sports, that was the first thing that came to mind.
Nice.
I was like, oh, yeah, like can you imagine if they tweeted that they were trading, somebody like that would
That would, yeah.
that would cause all kinds of a stir, and yeah, it would be a nightmare. So
Matt Bomber said getting on with the F1 team would be the dream. Hey, you can make it happen. Hey,
yep.
you make it happen and then send me a Ferrari in the mail. I mean,
but exactly, like, yeah, your hobbies, you can do that. And you mentioned something a few minutes ago that I did want to say, for if there's any newbies listening to this. While it is good practice, absolutely, to have a home lab, don't let it be your everything.
yeah,
Like, you still, like, don't give up dinner with your family because you're, working on Cali or something. Like, because I think that's something that kind of gets falsely celebrated in our community, is that, you're supposed to be, when you're not working, you're supposed to be hacking something.
yeah. Nah,
But,
I,
you know, getting some vitamin D from the sun every once in a
yeah, you
while
gotta
is
touch
good.
grass every now and then. I think that the difference with that is, and I gotta bring one of my friends on. We talk about this all the time that I work with, but there being a difference in between people who like live to work and work to live. There's no issue
Hmm.
with whatever side of the line you stand on that. Like you need both in society. You need both people to fill those roles. But me, I like to work. I don't mind it. Like I'm always on my computer anyway, so I don't have a family. Wife, children, family, and that kind
Well,
of unit. I have
well, but that's why I just use family in the broadest term possible. I mean,
but yeah, I get
and
it.
family could be your friends too.
That's true. I definitely
You
get
got
told that
friends though, right? Tell me you got
yeah,
friends.
I have friends.
All right, could you say it a little less pathetically?
I'm just
I got friends, I swear.
I promise. That's what whenever I meet people and they're like, so you just like I stayed in the house one week for like 4 days straight without going outside, and I told somebody and they're like, are you okay? Did you But I've just gotten into some I do that is what I will say. Alante, City Boy, Summer, soon to be Cyber, does need to work on a balance. That is important, guys, because
It will burn you out.
it
And yeah.
will, and I haven't been so much so burnt out from the job yet, but it's burnt out from doing so much stuff, job and tech related, that sometimes I don't want to do social things. I can
Hmm.
definitely say that I'm a victim of that, but I love it, so I guess I'm a glutton for pain. But I definitely that is something I do need to work on. That's important. It's balancing it because once you get into this role, ideally you'll be making a little bit more money, be able to have a little bit more to do. Go enjoy yourself. That's what I need to start doing. I need to enjoy myself a lot more. So, that's definitely
Like you go float in my pool, like I was telling you
right.
before we were on air.
Get that. I get that. Play some Titanic role playing as well.
I have a pool and a hot tub, and when I got too cold being in the pool, I went into the hot tub.
See, I like it. I like it a lot.
And like I said, I still have, work stuff to do, but I took a break. It was like 5 to 6. I'm like, I'm gonna eat dinner, float my pool,
Enjoy
go
it.
back,
I
go
think I'm
back.
gonna
So
do
yeah.
a day in the life video soon. I keep seeing those videos. I think I'll probably do one of those soon to me like. But what's corny to me is like I watched two today alone where the people recorded themselves sleeping or fake sleeping. I was like,
Um,
that's so cringy. I'm not doing that. I could like do a opening scene of
no.
me pouring some tea or some coffee and then we go into it. But like
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah. I don't need to see you brushing your teeth. Like
right?
I
Or
don't
like
I
what
don't
color
need
my
that.
bed sheets are. You don't need to
Yeah.
know what that looks like.
Wait, I have a question. So you're in Alabama.
Uh,
What city
Birmingham.
is
Am I in?
I'm putting air quotes around city.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Sorry. I
I'm
mean, I
just
don't come get me if anybody.
how big is Birmingham? You
Let's
can
look it
Google
up.
it. It's okay.
Yeah, let's look it up. It's a great question, guys. Oh, okay. So I got the store set up to where you can't see the browser right now. I actually like that.
That's all right. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Uh,
Look. I don't know. I don't want to see your search engine history.
that's why you use a VM.
Yeah.
Do.
Oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's 1 million people. Okay.
How big is
Oh
Philly?
wait, no, that's England. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not. It's 200,000.
Oh, that's cute. Bless your heart. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Sorry.
No, it is fine. So, yes, that is.
Small city boy.
It's a
There
small
we go.
city.
I think my county has more than 200,000
Oh
people.
my goodness, she is on my head right now. So I need to change my name to Country Boy Summer. Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a little attacked, honestly. You asked for me. I thought we were friends. Guys,
Hashtag
this just
country
in.
mile boy. Oh my God, I have a funny story about
Backwoods
that. So,
summer.
when I went to the Atlanta office when I was at my law firm, and I really wanted to go to Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles
Nice.
restaurant, which doesn't exist anymore, but at the time it did.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, she owned a restaurant, and then there was all
I didn't
kinds
know it
of
didn't exist anymore. Duck, what's good?
oh
Mad Bomber
yeah.
said roasted. I know my feelings are recovering now.
Yeah, I have to look. Yeah, because I think there was all kinds of litigious issues about it. But anyway,
Uh,
at the time I was in Atlanta, it was there, and I didn't know Atlanta, so I was trying to understand like where it was in relation where I was in the office, and this guy in the office was just like, "Oh, you can walk there." And I was like, "Oh, really? We're that close?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's about 5-8 miles." And I'm like, "What?" And the receptionist called out and she's like, "He's country." She's like, "He thinks that's walking distance."
Look, I'll tell you that. I don't think that's walking distance.
I,
I'm not that country now.
I was dying laughing because I was like, in what world is 5 to 8 miles walking distance? Like,
I'm trying to
like,
fathom that one too. That's
but
a
it made
hop.
me laugh. She's like, "Don't listen to him. He's country." I was
Nah.
dying. Yeah. So, but yeah, I know. Chicken and waffles perplexes me. Like,
Like the combo?
yeah, like, do you put maple syrup on the chicken,
Or do
or
you
do you
like
eat the
wrap
waffle?
it?
Like, do
Look,
you eat it separately?
how do you eat it? Let me ask you that.
I mean, I've eaten it completely separately, but
Chad, how do you
I
eat
don't know if
chicken and
that's right.
waffles, Chad? Because I like to eat my food together. So I've done like the taco, like
Okay,
you put the
okay,
chicken in there and you dip it in
okay.
the,
See, I could get into that. Okay,
or you pour it on there. I've done that. I've cut it all up and just like put the yeah, you eat it all together. Put like a bite of
okay,
chicken and a bite of waffle on the fork together. Dip it, go in like that. But I've never just doused it. I can't say that. I've never
okay.
just. But I'm also like I'm not a ketchup fan. Like guys, I get so tilted for some reason when people get any kind of meal and before they taste it, they just pour sauce all over it. Like if you go to an Asian restaurant and you put yum yum sauce on your food before you taste it, I'm gonna judge you. I'm just letting you know. Like if you don't even taste the food before you put the yum and then you ask for more, can I get?
Yeah,
It's like people who order well
or
done
like
steak.
or like salt and pepper. Like, could
Yeah,
you taste it first? Like, could you?
right. It may be
Yeah.
them there. So anywho,
Wait. So explain to me, why is it a bad thing to put sugar in grits?
because it's
Don't.
gross.
But like, you can't have sweet grits.
I just
Only
don't
have
think it's.
savory
I mean, no,
grits.
I've heard people doing it. I think that it's just. So we're gonna do a country. We're gonna do a country
I know.
review. We're gonna do this. Sunshine
Sorry,
said, "I
sorry,
agree." No, you are
we
good.
took a
We
turn.
taking
Yeah,
we here now.
I
Sunshine,
love
how are
I
you?
love grits.
I've
Yeah.
never. I've had. You said expected that's disrespectful, especially steak, right? What about? So what about?
Oh yeah, don't put ketchup on steak.
Let's
I
talk
will
about
kick.
making the steak, getting it well done. Sugar,
Oh.
yeah, sunshine, right? Sugar and grits is a little. I've had it, but I wasn't rocking with it. Have you heard that was a Southern thing? Like I wanna.
I've heard that it was a southern thing that you hated. That you
Yes, we
yeah.
do hate it. But you guys don't like sweet tea, right? Like, isn't that a thing?
Oh, I
See?
yeah. Oh, I can't. I just I don't get it. I don't. I'm the opposite. I have to have unsweetened tea. So I yeah, I'm the polar opposite of
I'm
that.
sorry, my face was just.
Oh wait, so
That's nasty,
I have
Sherpa.
a lot of great lot of great southern stories. So one time in December, my husband and I were in San Antonio,
Nice.
and for us, it was swimming weather because it was in the 70s, and I was like, let's go in the pool. So we realized that the whole like the restaurant at the hotel looked out onto the pool, and we could just see horrified Texans watching us in the pool. And we got so then we when we were on our way back to the room, there was we walked past this woman, and she just looks at us and she goes, "Y'all Canadian?" And we were really like we totally didn't understand why she was. And we're like, "No, we're from Philadelphia." And she was just like, "And y'all think this is swimming weather?" And we're like, "Oh, there it is. Okay, okay."
Nice. So I
Um,
haven't. 70
yeah.
degrees here is kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I
Uh,
said, I don't know. It was 77 here today, and the pool temperature was 70, and I
True
was
Jim said that's
floating
nasty,
around.
Sharper. They do not. They are not enjoying the sugar and the grits. They are not
I,
enjoying that.
I can't even think of the last time I had grits. It probably had shrimp in. Oh, you know what? I do
Oh,
remember. I had
now
shrimp
that's a
and
good
grits.
combo.
I love shrimp and
That's a
grits.
great combo.
I had shrimp and
Sunshine, I'm good,
grits.
hon. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope that we are giving you something to enjoy. This is one of my. I don't know. I thought we were friends until she started calling me country earlier. She told me I should change my name to Country Boy Summer. But regardless, this is a great person. I don't know if you caught the beginning. I interviewed her back in October of last year, but had to get her back. She was and she was a librarian for 15 years. Made the jump over to cybersecurity and has just been instrumental to the community. When I reached out, she welcomed me with nothing but open arms. Anytime I tweet, she's reactive with me. Like I this is somebody that I do enjoy.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you.
I better not press my luck. I'd like to get asked back a third time.
No, you are. And the next time, from now on, it's gonna be Country Boy Summer when you come. Country Boy Cyber, actually. That's what we're gonna.
With suburban Sherpa.
With suburban. Are we starting a series? Is that what we're doing? Hey, I'm here for it. Okay.
There we go.
We
There
can
we
do
go.
like a little short. We can do a little short something maybe on something going on. You could be.
And I also want to give you some love too, because I love what you're doing, and one of the passions that I have is helping the Black community get into tech
Thank you.
and cybersecurity. So I love to see you out there, just helping others and just being a face,
Thank you. Thank you.
of
Oh, I got
your
some names for
community.
you too. Somebody
Oh,
said they
okay.
love your shirt.
Oh, thank you,
You're
my
getting all the
sunflowers. Yeah,
compliments
thank
today.
you.
They
Thank you.
got told you were intelligent, beautiful. They liked your shirt. Nobody ever likes my shirt.
Aw,
It's okay.
aw, look at no. You're very handsome, city boy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But
um, yeah, but no, it's just something that I'm passionate about, and I'm always trying, to when I see my Twitter feed, and if I see a Black woman or a Black man like say I passed a cert or I graduated or whatever, I am liking and retweeting because the visibility is so crucial.
I
You
agree.
don't want to feel like you're alone, and I'm hoping what happens is what this the one of the reasons why I do that is not only do I want to, appreciate that person and their accomplishments, but
But you
I
want to
want other
normalize it.
people, thank you. I want to normalize it, and I also want people who follow me to see that and maybe connect with them.
100%.
I'm hoping that it's like, oh, there's someone, else that, I had that major too, or I went there too,
Yeah, and
or
I've definitely connected with some
whatever.
people from your tweet, so I can,
And I
She
mean, look, and I go deep too. If I find out somebody's an AKA, I'm like, oh, I have a bunch of AKAs I connect you with.
And look, guys, and I'm gonna say this. Look, I can. Tracy is not, what the kids say, capping on this one. She is 100% telling the truth. She is plugged. She has got me plugged in with a lot of cool people. I got two more people. One guy actually reached out to him on YouTube. I'm excited. I'm excited for that one because I've been watching. I came across him by accident. He just had a really nice YouTube, and
Oh,
it's like,
cool.
who is? And then I looked him up on Twitter, and apparently has a big presence there as well. And I was like, okay. And I reached out to him, and he was responsive. So
Oh, nice. Well,
we'll
if
see.
you or any of your listeners, if you want to be introduced to someone, just let me know. If I know them, I will be glad to introduce you. But if I don't know them, there's chances are I probably know someone they know,
Yeah,
maybe. Because I'm all about networking. I'm going to be
same.
speaking. So Black Girls Hack is having a
Yes.
village, a DEF CON called Girls Hack Village, and I'm speaking twice.
Wow. When is that?
August in Las Vegas.
Wow, wow, wow. Congrats. Black Girls Hack is a great organization, guys. We can talk. Can I do a
Tanisha is
plug on them real
awesome.
quick? You go
Yeah.
with that? Tanisha is awesome.
Yeah.
She's been on the show. I've been blessed to have her here. I actually am in Black Girls Hack. You don't have to be a black girl to be in Black Girls Hack. It is geared towards people of color, specifically women that are trying to break into the industry, but there is love for everybody there. And they'll
Mhm.
take you in from off the streets, no cybersecurity knowledge to self-proclaimed cyber guru. They have spots for everybody to fill. If you're coming to learn, if you're coming to teach, if you're coming to mentor, network, there's spots for you there. Y'all go check that out. Black Girl Hacks. That is a great, great, great organization.
Yeah, so I was thrilled and just honored that they
Congrats.
asked me to speak. So yeah, I'm going to be doing one talk about helping people sort information. I forget what
Mm,
the title of my talk is, but something about staying afloat in a tsunami of security information.
I like it.
So I'm going to teach some tips and tricks. Again, with my library experience of how to kind of funnel all that that power stream of information that comes
Yeah, how
at
to
you.
filter out the noise.
And then the panel is it's I believe it's something about diversity in cybersecurity, and I think I'm going to speak to how you can be a better ally,
Okay,
and
nice.
I like I said, like just even
That's
doing
definitely
things
exporting it within
like
the tech scene. Ex- But
yeah
definitely, like
just
outside,
like
of course. Go
the
ahead.
retweets are no, sorry, I apologize, we're talking over
No,
each
you're
other.
good. I
But
was.
the yeah, just like showing the visibility and helping people connect, and like I said, I love to to see I it's like that meme from Issa Rae when they interviewed her at the Emmys, and she said, I'm cheering for all the black people." That's basically just my meme. I'm just like retweet,
I,
retweet.
and I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, guys. It's been a beautiful Tech Tuesday. We're going on almost 50 minutes. Lord have mercy. I told you I got to
Nice.
be careful with you because we'll end up just talking for hours on hours on hours,
It'll be 3 in the morning, and we're like
right?
still chatting. But I mean, does anybody on live have any questions for me?
Yeah, let me know. Like, y'all got chat. Y'all got any questions? Because we're more than happy to answer, talk about anything. I was gonna say it is the work you're doing is important because yes, Queen, I like her. Hey, the GOAT. Y'all go follow her on Twitter at InfoSec Sherpa. If I don't know if y'all can read this in the little cursive writing I got right here next to my name, but it's INFOSEC Sherpa. That's SHERPA. Sherpa. I don't know why I said Sherper. Like
Look, country.
that
Look,
is. It's just spewing out of me. I can't even contain it. You triggered it. You got me triggered over here. I'm just like,
your hashtag trigger.
right? I'm just country tonight. That's what we on. We
Oh
on
my
country boy
god,
summertime.
that's hysterical.
I really like that though. We may have something with that. We may
Yeah,
do a
we'll have to
little
talk offline.
for
Yeah,
sure.
but
Um,
yeah. Do anybody have any questions?
I don't know, guys. Y'all hanging out? What y'all got going on?
Mm,
Besides saying that they do like you, I mean.
that's good. Yay, thank you. Yeah, no, I think it's important that we all support each other.
Agreed.
This is not an easy industry. Burnout is easy. Confidence issues
Oof.
can fluctuate. I hate the term imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time for me to get
No, go ahead,
get
cause I
into why.
go. I mean, if you wanna touch
It's
on that, we can.
the
Yeah, we'll end with that. Let's end with that.
okay. The short version is, it's a confidence issue.
Mhm.
Okay, I need to add the disclaimer. This is just my personal feelings about this, because a lot of times people really do get hashtag triggered when you try to say, like when I offer, like, maybe don't use that term, imposter syndrome, and then they get all like bent out of shape. Um, but okay, my theory is by giving it like a label like that, like a comforting label, like putting a bow on it, putting a, you know, to to Tracy from Santa kind of
Mm,
label on it, that just legitimizes it. And it makes it something of just like, oh, I can just compartmentalize that as that's my imposter syndrome. And whereas it's a confidence issue.
yeah.
So rather than just be like, oh, I have imposter syndrome and I'm paralyzed from it, like, all right, I'm having a confidence issue right now. What can I do to help build my confidence? Um, and I don't know if I'm making sense, but
Yo,
I
you
don't
are.
I don't like all the labels. I feel
Yeah.
like it just makes people complacent.
I
And
agree. So it's totally separate, and this is gonna be a conversation. Me and you. I want to have this off. This is not for strain, but
okay.
a separate
Yeah.
ideology, but same discipline as far as the labels go. But like when you speak something, when you speak to a title or something, sometimes you give power to that. You don't
Hmm.
exactly what you said. So instead of going to the root cause of the issue, instead of going through the root cause of the issue, you just say like you just paralyze yourself instead of working on yourself and being able to combat that. The toxic guy said, what does a great day usually look like for her? Not a
A
good day,
great
but a
day.
great day. That's a
Oh,
good
like
question.
a work day or a weekend day? Well,
Let's go.
what does he want to hear?
What do you want to hear, toxic? A work day or a weekend day? I wish I could like snap my finger in my tea refill, but he said both.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well,
Good
a
question.
weekday, a perfect weekday is just excellent coffee, and I love breakfast food. So just, a
What kind
good
of
like
coffee?
uh, hot black and strong.
Okay, I feel that. I don't. I'm the same. I do not. I'm a no cream, no sugar kind of person. I like it.
Um, yeah, I like just good quality coffee. There's a local. I try to do local and fair trade and things like that. There's actually a Haitian coffee roaster in
Nice.
Jersey that I get coffee from. They patronize small farmers
Oh,
and everything. So yeah, I always try to source responsibly. There's also a lot of black owned coffee roasters.
wow. I've
There's
never
one
been to
in
one.
Atlanta, and I think it's BLK. I'll look. I'll send it. I'll send it to you. You can tweet
Yeah,
it out. So yeah,
definitely.
I try to spend my money wisely. So I'll look for black owned or women owned or small businesses or local and things like that. So good breakfast. Mexican food's good. So good like
Hey,
tortilla with some eggs and turkey bacon and stuff like that.
hey.
Um, just having my internet on, my electricity on. In some levels, I just have very basic needs. I do a lot of mentoring in Africa, and just the contrast of what I take for granted versus
Mm,
what they don't have, really kind of puts you in a separate mindset. So I'm afraid it's not
wow.
going to be that spectacular, but I mean, I'm just grateful that I have this, this house
Yeah.
and electricity and power, and just that, my coworkers are all healthy, and just kind of going on and being able to get things accomplished is a good day for me. To be able to get projects done, to knock things off of my list. I like to try to keep a list. It's Microsoft Tasks. I like to,
Mm.
set up tasks, and I like clicking them off as done.
I
As
need
done.
that. That's a good idea. I need to use something
And
because I am a sticky note fanatic.
use tasks, that, or there's probably other ones to do, but um, and also I always like to get my brain going in the morning. I like to play Wordle. There's also a geography one called Worldle. Uh,
Have you played GeoGuessr?
I have, yes, yeah. The Worldle one is quicker
Okay.
because I try. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I have, but that's too long in the morning. That's more like a glass of wine
that's
in the evening sort of
that's
one.
true.
But yeah, I like to kind of do like a Wordle. There's Hurdle with music, and there's Framed, which is, I'll send you my whole list. I
Okay.
have, like I said, I take 5 minutes out of my morning and just kind of warm up my brain. Before you do any
Yep.
physical exercise, you warm up, right? So I take, no more than 5 minutes and just run through my little, brain teasers. And then, yeah, just I like to get things done. I like to have successful, meetings.
Yes.
Breaking for lunch is, is to that. And then like today, like I, was able to stop work at a certain time, go enjoy myself in my backyard. It was a gorgeous day here today. And then, just kind of spend the night, with my husband and, watching sports or or whatever. And then weekend days, I mean, I love brunch. Who doesn't love brunch? But
Right.
I love brunch. Oh, this weekend we're going to an Amish farm. You know what the Amish
Oh,
are?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's
So
interesting.
yeah, there's this Amish family that I think it's once a month, I'm not sure. But they'll welcome people to their farm and they'll make lunch for them, and you can
Wow.
just kind of like learn. They'll ask you questions, you can ask them questions,
Wow.
and it's a way for them to raise money for themselves.
Wow. That's super
And
dope.
yeah, and it's not super expensive, and it's just a really, I mean, I like experiences. Um,
That is
I kn-
crazy.
as a Gen Xer, I know that's kind of antithetical, but I've learned a lot from Gen Z, so shout out to Gen Z. Um, I've really learned a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of value in experiences, and that can be hard to. Like a lot of times people say that maybe like I don't have money to do things, so I'm going to join the experience. But when you progress in your career, you can still do experiences, but then you can do like a little bit better
Yes.
ones or something. Um, so yeah, a good weekend day for me would be, yeah, like I said, like a nice brunch, something fun and interesting, like this Amish luncheon we're
That
doing.
sounds fun.
Now that we have a yard, we lived in a townhouse for many years, so now that we have a yard, just being outside.
You have any pets?
I have a dog. She's snoring away on the couch over there. We had another dog. He passed in
Oh,
September.
I'm sorry to hear
But
that.
his ashes are buried in the back under
Nice.
an evergreen tree, and because his memories to us will be evergreen. So,
Oh, wow. I
um,
like that a lot. Well,
yeah, yeah.
rest in peace to little doggy.
Oh, he was great. He was great. But yeah, I mean, my husband and I love sports. So yeah, but I mean, I love wine tasting. I know I have a hell of a cocktail room at my house. So.
Hey, we have to do some late night where you just sit up at the bar and we
Some who was Sherpa Cribs?
I am here for it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, we
So
all go
does that answer his question
toxic. Does that?
satisfactory?
Yeah, toxic. That's good for you. I think so. I don't know.
In
We'll
my
wait
in
and see.
my old age here, I've been growing to appreciate, just simpler things, and not taking things for granted. Um, like I have no shame in saying this. I turned 50
Oh
this year, so
wow. Well,
yeah.
congratulations on
So
that.
thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
So
And then
yeah.
with the yep, he said yep. Okay. I guess that did. He did enjoy that.
Okay.
Well, guys, we are gonna wrap it here. We're going on an hour. This has probably been the longest one. This has been very insightful. Um, I got to get on my job and I actually go back and start making clips from these. Because we got a lot of gems that were spread in this one and last one. I went back and watched last one like 2 days ago. That was really good. That was a
Mm.
really good one. So this one was really good as well. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. This is City Boy Summer. I've had InfoSec Sherper here. Um, a great human being, as you guys have witnessed. I can't wait to have her back again. We may be doing a little side series,
I
maybe
know.
a little may have a little something a little funny for y'all coming. But regardless, y'all be on the lookout. I will be live in the morning. What's funny you said about the word was when I get up and don't have anything to do in the morning, work related, I try to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings and do Wordle. So if you send me the rest of the game when I finish
Okay.
Wordle, I can just. So there you go,
Yeah.
helping me again. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Well, like I said, I mean, seriously, I know it's a game, but I mean, it helps get your brain
A hundred
going,
percent.
and especially Wordle is good for, for
What's your
critical
starting
thinking.
word?
Oh, I don't have the same one.
You just switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I
Oh
got
yeah.
like
Oh
two or
no.
three I like.
I don't see the point in having the same word. I like to I like to mix it up,
I
and
like it.
I have a pretty good percentage of getting it in 3 tries, so I kind
Oh
of like,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. For me, it's like I watched a lot of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy growing up, Like what come, but so what? Where I think when I start off my first few words, I want to get out as many as like the two letter like constant sound like the sh's or the ca or the s. I
Hmm.
try to pick out words I can get stuff with. Anyway, that is it's a morning stream conversation. True Jim said thanks
Awesome.
Sherpa. Hey, thank you, True Jim. Thanks for tuning in. I'll definitely be in touch with everybody. Hey, I appreciate y'all. This will be on YouTube tomorrow. Y'all be sure to go check out the playlist. If you want to catch any of the other Tech Tuesdays, all of them are on YouTube together. Guys, it's been a great Tuesday. It's been a beautiful Tuesday. I hope you've
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed you. Definitely looking forward to having you back again. Chat, I will
All
see
right, guys.
y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a great night.
Support Black businesses. Be kind to each
Yes.
other.
Anything? You got anything else?
Slava Ukraini.
Hey, real,